Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Strom. Today I'm going to present to you my recreation of Mumbo Jumbo's button game. So for those of you who are familiar with the Hermitcraft series, this may be absolutely familiar. Mumbo Jumbo on Hermitcraft created a game that they called The Button. Basically what it is you have a timer that very slowly counts up these lamps, over a period of days, almost hours, days, whatever. I don't think we knew exactly what the timer was, so I made it configurable. We'll get into that. But basically these lamps very slowly go up. And when you press the button, you get the color that the lamp is currently on spat out at you. And that's your current rank. So if I was to press the button now, I would be green rank. When you press the button, it completely resets the timer and it starts back at 0. So I could camp out here and wait for it to get up to blue and then hit the button and get the blue rank. But another player could come along, press the button and get green, and it would set it all the way back down to red. So this is basically a game of chicken. I had a few people on my Twitch channel ask me if I knew how that was made, and I didn't really know. I had some ideas, but not the full implementation of it, and so I figured I'd give it a shot. So here's what we have. I come up here, I press the button, I get my green, and it all resets. Now let's get into the actual redstone behind the machine. So there were a few main components of this. One, have a really slow timer that would really slowly make these lamps crawl up. Make it so that it could select the specific color of the button that you pushed. And then when you push the button, reset the system very quickly back down to 0. So the comparator is integral in order to be able to use this system. What we have here is we have a shulker box that is very slowly filling up with items. It's just barely trickling in. And the way that's happening is with this etho hopper clock right here. So each time this clock ticks over, it allows one item to go from this dispenser down into the shulker box. And we can make this up to a, I believe it's 4.5 minute timer, something like that. So if you was to fill this entire hopper with 64 stackable items, it would take 4.7 days for the clock to allow the system to get all the way from the first red to the black level. And that is 4.75 IRL days. So loaded time, it would have to be loaded for 4.75 real life days in order to get to the top. This is configurable. This timer can go all the way down to a little bit less than a second per item, and then you're just talking a matter of minutes to get up to black level. So if you wanted to do this on your server, that's kind of up to you of how slow you wanted to configure this system. If you want to know exactly the timings you can do on it, do some searches for the etho hopper clock. It is a great clock, and it's very versatile, very configurable, and there's tons of tutorials for it online. So we refill this dispenser using this chest right here, and after someone presses the button, in order to be able to reset it very quickly, we just push that shulker with a piston to break it, goes into a hopper underneath that comparator, and then dispenses a new empty shulker, and then boom, it's right back at 0, ready to start over again. Back here, this yellow circuit is also a input selector that I learned while watching some Logical Geek Boy and Methods videos. I'm not sure exactly where, who originally came up with this or whatever, but basically what I'm doing here is we're taking the first comparator signal and we're just taking that blindly and setting these torches to be off based on how how high the signal is. So it'll reach farther and farther. Then you'll notice there's also a signal coming from the other side, and what that is we have the same signal that starts over here being repeated using comparators, so it preserves the signal strength, all the way over to here where it's being put into a comparator in subtract mode. And so it's taking away the current signal from 15, and then it comes back around, and that means we always have only one of these repeaters that is off, meaning there's only one torch that is on. There is one piston that is extended with its block. So when the button is pushed, the only repeater that can send a signal through is the one with the block in front of it, and then sends it to the correct dispenser. And then inside these dispensers is our different colored blocks for the different ranks. Once the shulker box gets broken, it gets sent through a hopper line, up through a dropper elevator, and then over here to the dispenser where it gets shot out. Once it's empty, this system right here then breaks the shulker box, puts it back in. And here we have a filter, an item filter that only allows those filter items to go through. The rest, in this case being just the shulker, goes back through this system, comes over to here where it refills this dispenser ready with shulkers. Now, technically you only need to have a few shulkers in here for this download. I just filled it up to the brim so you're ready to go. And then that same signal that's coming off of the comparator there gets sent into this block and then comes down these lamp lines so that the lamps are always lit up with what signal strength you're currently on from that comparator. So we can see now we're on level yellow. I press the button. I get a yellow block. And you could name these. These could be pieces of paper that are named yellow rank, whatever you wanted to do there. In this download, I just have colors of concrete in there. So when you get this world download, if this is something you want to mess with, a couple of things you'll need to do. One, flip off this lever to enable the hopper clock. Right now, just have it turned off if you want to look at the redstone, see what's going on before it starts filling. And then decide your desired delay on the hopper clock by taking items out. You can go all the way down to one item, although that would make the game extremely fast, but that's up to you. Or you can go all the way to the top. So that's at least my version of the game. I don't believe he ever showed the redstone on his YouTube channel, so I can't guarantee this is exactly what he was using. We don't know exactly what he was using or exactly what the times were, as far as I'm aware. Maybe he released that somewhere that I wasn't familiar with, but I just decided one day on stream to try and recreate this, and this is what I got. There will be a world download and a Lightmatic in the video description if you wanted to check that out. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you have a good one. Bye.